I've lost a lot. I've had some crazy days, especially the nature of crypto. It's not like a usual business is. Like I don't have these consistent months. Like I've had days where I'm doing like 6-figure profit days, and I've had days where I've lost over $250,000. Like Nick knows, like this last week I've lost over 500K. So you have these crazy swings, but you get used to it. I remember when I was 15, crying when I lost 5K, like at the school bathroom, like literally breaking down because I went to complete zero again. And now you'll lose 100 times that, and you don't feel it as much just because you get acclimated to it. So yeah, I've done it young, but at the same time, like it didn't happen quickly, like step by step.
What have you learned from building your brand to the point where it is right now, and what are the benefits of it?
One thing I picked up from Nick is I used to have a very mainstream focus. Like I was doing 20 to 30 million views a month with these really like highly edited videos. And this is when I was 15, 16. I'd have these very highly edited, like super flashy videos with trendy songs. They would get really good views. But at the time I was running an offer and it wasn't doing well at all. Like I was probably one of the biggest entrepreneurs under 18, like views wise. But I had an info products and it wasn't really selling at all, simply because I didn't have any authority in the videos. I just kind of enjoyed making it. I was kind of chasing the numbers because I was already making money in crypto. I didn't care too much to sell the info, but that was just kind of like a downward spiral. I didn't structure it right. Even though I was doing a lot of views, and I learned the algorithm. Like I can post a video and I can guarantee that this is going to get at least 500K views. But I'd rather have 50K views with the fucking quality. The right people, that it brings about the right perception. Because a lot of people's first intro to me wasn't what I really am like. Like it was just really like kind of flashy or kind of arrogant, like old reels. And they would do numbers. Yeah, it was entertaining reels, basically. That's what it was. And they would do really good numbers, but that wouldn't build anything for me. It wouldn't build my brand. At the time, it wouldn't bring me any money. So one thing I definitely learned on the journey is that views are money. A lot of people get obsessed, like they want to get 1 million views on their reel. They want to get 10 million views. I have had reels that get over 150 million views. It built zero for me. Didn't have my face in it. There was no authority. There was no CDA. So 300 million views. That's like the population of Europe, basically. Everyone saw that reel, but it didn't have my face in it. It built zero. So even though the views aren't the money. So I think that's one thing I've learned in my journey is that don't get too obsessed with numbers. Like focus on building a community, focus on becoming a point of authority and showing what you want to show. Don't just like care about the numbers.
Correct. And I have so many clients that have 2,000 followers that make 75K per month or like 100K per month in cash flow. And people always think that whenever you have a huge audience, you instantly make a lot of money, right? But look at fucking influencers, bro. They don't make shit. Like actual influencers.
Yeah, I know TikTokers that have 3-4 million followers that
they make like 10K a month.
Yeah, less even. Like they make zero. And I know guys that have 2K on YouTube that can earn like a crazy amount from it. So it's definitely quality over quantity, like hands down.
We build on the offer. What do you feel like is very important when it comes down to structuring a good offer that you can bring to the market and that actually sells well?
Yeah. Well, I know that I thought I knew this, and then I sat down with Nick, and then I actually don't know anything about this. Because right now I don't have an offer, but releasing one really soon, and Nick kind of helped iron all that out. I had a lot of just limiting beliefs. I thought charging 2K for an offer was crazy, like it's way too much. And Nick was like, well, 2K is cheap. So I think you have a lot of these beliefs, like I know what I know and I don't know what I don't know. Like the info product game isn't my game. Like I know crypto, I know social media, I know how to network with people, I can do content. But I've never ran a successful offer, and Nick has done that. So him breaking down like how to structure it, okay, how should I collect payments, what should the price range be, what should, the value, like I was writing, okay, yeah, they get access to trades, but Nick was like, okay, you need to do weekly calls, you should have one-on-one calls, you need to have communication between community members, you need to get setters, you need to do all of this, that like, I didn't even think about those things because it's not my industry. Like I know crypto, I know social media, I don't know how the fuck to grow an info product. So, you helping me on exactly what the offer should be, how I should sell it, all those things were...
Market approach.
Like exactly. And who am I selling to? Because I have by nature a big audience. Only 5% of that audience is going to be even qualified if I do an offer. Correct. So, how to target that 5% correctly is very important. So I think I had a lot of misguided beliefs on that just because... we grew up with seeing $49 a month offers from Iman and Tate and Digital Launchpad, Hustlers University, and everyone thinks like, okay, yeah, this is what you should do. You should have a small like school type community, but that isn't for most people, I'm curious what your thoughts are on that, but I think for most people, having a low ticket info is more work for less money.
Bro, I don't have a lot of people that do low ticket.
Yeah.
I only have clients that do high ticket. I made a 10K sale yesterday, or 9.8, 10K, whatever. But you immediately, in one sale, you have 10K.
Yeah.
Meaning you also have risk for one customer. If you have a $100 product, you need to sell it 100 times, right? And you have risk over 100 people. It's way harder to fulfill, and normally it's like a random course that people don't get any result out of anyways. You know, and when we structure a good product that is like 5 or 10K, people can actually see the benefit, and you also build trust and relationship with that client, so you can ultimately upsell them.
Yeah, completely.
So it's super valuable.
And you can actually have value. Like if you have 10,000 customers, it's very hard to have any like direct impact on any of them. Whereas if you have 30 people, like I can change 30 people's lives pretty easy. You can speak to them. You can actually find out, okay, Jonathan is struggling with this. Sam is struggling with this. But you have 10,000, it's impossible. Like you can do maybe a group call and you might be able to type in the chat, but you can't sit down and like speak to Jonathan and be like, okay, no, this is what you're doing wrong. Like, why are you looking at it like this? You should be doing this.
Correct.
And you can remember, okay, Jonathan last week was struggling with this. You know, you can follow up with him. How's that going?
Bro, accountability systems, client systems, fulfillment systems, and not only that, it's also like holding your client accountable constantly, giving them the best result, so they're happy. You get mouth to mouth referral, more people start to come, and it's like just like a way healthier way of running a business and scaling consistent cash flow instead of doing MRR models.
And I can also imagine that the type of people that buy 10K offers are way nicer to work with than $50 offers.
I was talking to my audience, like I talk about it on my stories every day, right? People that pay 10K, they don't need guarantees. They don't need like a plan B.
Yeah.
You know, if you have plan B in your mind, how can you focus fully on plan A? Yeah. There are people that split focus, there are people that want refunds, all that type of shit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just type of people you work with. Like
and also, bro, like accountability. How important is accountability? When we started first day, what happened?
Yeah. So like I said, I don't have the offer live. So I was like, I just kept putting it off. But Nick was constantly like breathing down my neck, which I needed because as entrepreneurs, we're really busy. Like, you know, I have a lot of things going on. I'm building multiple different businesses. I have content systems. Like I have all these different things that are my focus. I have money in the markets. You know, you have lifestyle shit. And kind of like the offer and the brand kind of was just like number 10 on the pecking order. And it's easy to trick yourself, but every day I get a follow-up from Nick, like, hey, have you recorded this shit? Like, hey, create a group chat with your team. So kind of having Nick breathing down my neck, who's someone that I respect a lot and I consider a good friend, like it's good to keep someone accountable because it's easy to trick yourself. But, you know, Nick sees through the bullshit. He's like, oh, no, I'm busy. I can't do it now. And Nick's like, okay, no, get it done today, like right now. So it's very important to have that accountability. And for me, it's been one of the best things is just having someone looking over and like breathing down your neck helps you take it to the next level. Because like, it's the same way, say you go training with a friend. Like me and Nick hit the gym every day. It's easy to like go half or like kind of skip the gym a day. But when I've told Nick, okay, I'm going to be at the gym at 2, like you're there at 2 and you're training hard. Like you're there now anyway. And, you know, it's the same in business. If you're working with someone and, you know, they're breathing down your neck, they're keeping you accountable, like that's super valuable because it's easy to trick yourself, but you see through a lot of the bullshit. So, you know, he'll keep you sharp and keep you kind of dialed in on your actionables because it's not as easy to fool
It's different,
in.
right? Because I have partners I work with just like you, right? And I have like actual clients for my info product that I work with. And the partners that I work with, they're normally super busy with their own stuff, right? You do crypto, other people are in fucking stock market, other people are in real estate or anything like that. And the most important thing of maintaining these clients is most of the time accountability because they already do have a lot of the foundations in place and knowledge in place. It's really about building a good team. I want to go into that as well. How important is a fucking good team for you?
Yeah, teams,
like Michael, all these people.
Yeah, like teams and systems. Like I had really loose, like I had a short form editor and I kind of had a long form editor, but there was no cross communication. Like I was doing 20 to 30 million views a month of me kind of editing and having kind of one editor with me. I didn't have I would just talk to the guy on Instagram, my editor. Like I just didn't have systems in place. So now really organized systems between my long form editor that takes clips from the vlogs, feeds them to the short form editor. The short form editor can use that on the distribution. The videographer is sharing content with everyone. So, you know, one direct channel where I have communication with everyone, where Nick can follow up me like, hey, you know, this podcast clip, get the short form guy on it. And that, you know, everyone is, because your whole brand is one ecosystem. The long form goes hand in hand with the short form, and I had it all separate, where it's all one brand, it's all me. So having direct communication between all the team members and finding good team members, like Nick helped a lot with getting the right people in place, everyone from editing, and I mean, you do setters and all this when we build out the thing. And Nick has done this. He's built out these systems before. So, it's definitely helped a lot on that front.
Super
Not only
valuable.
getting the people, but getting it organized as well.
Bro, and that's like what you said. I want to touch on that. It's like a content ecosystem, right? It goes completely in line with who you are, with Maurits, the brand. But then at the same time, it's like that also reflects on who you attract, right? To the offer that you want to sell. If you have a good offer and you have very good content and you're not optimizing for views, you're optimizing for quality and actual value that people can benefit from. Like, these people are going to pay you 10K, bro. What would you tell the people that are on the fence of working with me right now?
Take the risk. I've done a lot of different paid things, and it's always almost every time been worth it. And Nick's been definitely the best that I've worked with. But whatever it is, like, you need the accountability, like, especially if you're at a stage where you're able to work with someone like at the highest level like Nick. It's always worth it because you have the accountability, you have the experience. Like, you can spend 3-4 months struggling to get to the same level that he can get to you to in a week. So is it really worth like 3 months of headache, 3 months of testing things, and 3 months of honestly hurting your brand? That's one of the main reasons that I wanted to work with Nick. Is I already built a brand without having the offer live. If I launch a bad offer, or I don't structure correctly, I've now spent the last 6 years of my life building up this audience just to damage that brand by having a bad offer. Because it's not only about providing value to the people that are inside, but it's also coming across the right way. And that was one of my main concerns, was always like, I didn't want to come across as like a guru. I didn't want to always be selling. Like, I wanted to, of course, make money for my brand, but I wanted to do it in a tasteful way, in a way that provides
Creates
value.
longevity.
Creates value to the people that can join, and at the same time doesn't put off or scare off the people that can't join. So structuring the offer right is just so worth it, because all of us, like anyone that has a brand, we spent a lot of time and a lot of energy, bro. Amount of like hours that I've spent, everything from choosing the right songs for stories, for getting the right pictures, going out and doing content. Like, you create this image across the years and years and years.
You create a big pool of assets,
Yeah.
and that is just basically your collection, and that's presenting who you are.
And of course you want to get the funnel, because now you have this big audience and you're going to funnel it to somewhere. Like, why would you not get the best possible funnel to catch as many drops as possible and not damage the ones that you aren't going to catch? Because of course not everyone, I have 500K followers, I'm not going to get 500K clients, but out of the 5K clients, the other 495K, like, they will need to still like my content, they need to still interact with me, they can still be of value to me, even though they're not paying for my offer. So structuring it the right way, and having, someone that has gone through this multiple times. Like, I don't know this industry, so I'd rather partner with someone that's the best in it.